morning, Wasserman. Today I'm gonna make a zucchini pesto pasta. So I'm gonna be making zucchini noodles using something called a spiralizer and using some zucchini. So it's a really fancy, fun way to make a really easy noodle that doesn't have any carbs or starch in it. It's a really nice summer option. It's a great raw recipe. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. So what you need to do is get yourself a spiralizer. These are really easy to buy online, or maybe you've got a health food store nearby that you can pick one up. So all you need to do is get your zucchini all chopped up into little pieces. It's gotta be small enough, that's key. It's gotta be small enough to go inside because there is a bit of a claw there and the zucchini needs to clamp onto the claw, and if it's too big, it won't turn. So I'm gonna turn that upside down. Lock this in place. Now, gotta press down pretty firmly. Make sure that it's on the right gear because there's two types of noodles it can make. It can make a flat ribbony noodle or thin spaghetti strands. We're going for thin spaghetti strands. All right, we've got our noodles being formed. And then you've just got a little piece of zucchini at the end that you can eat. Some more noodles. Now the one thing about zucchini is because it carries a lot of water, it's important to drain your zucchini noodles a little bit. So if I left them sitting here for a while, some water would just seep up into the bottom. So a little trick is to take about 15-20 minutes, put it into a colander. Just put your zucchini in a colander. You can even just hold it right over the bowl. And then add a little bit of salt. So I'm just gonna mix that around and let it do its thing. And you're gonna see some water will just seep into the bottom, and I'm gonna set that aside. So what's gonna taste absolutely amazing on top of my zucchini noodles is a fresh pesto. So what I've got here is a whole bunch of fresh herbs from my garden. I've got some kale, some fresh basil leaves, some oregano, another type of basil leaf, and something called a garlic scape. You can use whole cloves of garlic as well, but because I've got some garlic scapes available, I'm going to use them. They're extremely pungent and will definitely just complete this recipe. So I'm gonna put that into the food processor, but first, to start off the base of my pesto, because this is a non-dairy pesto, most pestos have some form of dairy, Parmesan cheese, Romano cheese. This is dairy-free, it's a vegan recipe, so I'm gonna use pine nuts as my base. So I've got some pine nuts, and then I'm gonna add my fresh greens. So, got some basil leaves. And just tear up my kale. Put it in there. Some oregano leaves. It's okay if some of the stems get in there too. The stems are full of nutrients as well. All right, so next, again, to make this a little bit creamy because we don't have any dairy in there, I've got a little bit of miso paste. So this is some light white miso. It's a little bit sweet and it's a little bit cheesy. So you can see that it's kind of sticky and it's gonna hold the pesto together. So I'm gonna put in some miso paste. A little bit of lemon juice, about half a lemon, 2 tablespoons worth, and then just a touch of sweetness from some honey. This is totally optional. You don't have to add in some honey. I really like to add in honey into my pesto. And the last ingredient, some organic virgin olive oil. So I'm gonna put in about 1/4 cup of olive oil. And that should do it. Okay, let's get this blended up. So about halfway through, when it's blended up, just make sure that it's all ground together. Now I'm gonna add in a little bit of sea salt, about 1/2 teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon, salt to taste, whatever you like. One more. Then I'm gonna blend that up one more time. So I've got my fresh pesto, my zucchini noodles all ready to go. They're all drained and ready. Now I can add my pesto on top of the zucchini noodles. And I've got a wonderful meal. That looks better than anything you'd get in any restaurant. This was a really good raw restaurant. And now I have a meal. Something that's light, easy to digest, very low in calories, really high in nutrients. We've got some fresh minerals and vitamins from the herbs, and I'm really looking forward to eating this.